Signs of support, shows of love from players arriving for this Stick It to Cancer night in Toronto. Handwritten names of those impacted by cancer, loved ones, friends. For Natalie Spooner, she wrote it for Kevin Dineen and Ottawa Charge head coach Carla McLeod. And it is Ottawa who is in the building tonight for their first road game of the season of Battle of Ontario. Coach McLeod is back behind the bench after her first cancer treatment this week. Welcome inside Coca-Cola Coliseum as Toronto gets set to play their first Canadian rival of the season, one they're very familiar with. Carla McLeod back behind the bench. She missed Tuesday's game due to her first cancer treatment, and of course having a moment there with Erica Howe wearing a McLeod jersey.
Emotional, right? Here we are up in the booth, and I'm looking down. I got chills and ready to drop a few tears just watching Cribber, as I call her, aka Carla McLeod, and of course everyone in this building can just feel them radiating positivity towards her.
Well, now for tonight's starting lineups presented by Scotiabank, proud to be the official bank of the PWHL. Untouched from Tuesday, the same starting five for the Ottawa Charge. Of course, Gwyneth Phillips in net, and then for Toronto, we'll have Turnbull centering this one. Former Charge player Savannah Harmon with Renata Fast. And we are underway. Turnbull wins the opening draw. She has been very effective on the faceoffs for her team. Of course, so far has the only goal on home ice. Open scoring against Boston with a jailbreak. Short-handed goal in the PWHL. Harmon sends it right back into Ottawa's zone. Connors gets in deep, working in with Turnbull.
Well, you see right away that, I mean, they're in on pressuring, but they've got three back, just looking that puck might go the other way, just trying to be defensively responsible, something Blair Turnbull's known for.
Well, and both teams, oh my goodness, that went right into the bench.
Went head-to-head against one of the national team teammates, and now it's going to be Natalie Spooner who's going to come in. You got two righties going toe-to-toe in the dot.
Another national teammate, of course, Canada announcing their rivalry series roster, and a number of players on both these teams will be taking part in that next week, the international break. Ottawa, this is their fourth game, first on the road. They're the only PWHL team to have started three at home. They also played some preseason tilts on their home ice against the Sceptres, dropping both of those. Watts tried to turn back, look for some room. Savalainen looking to work it up the right side. Back for Murkowski. Watts aggressive on the forecheck. Of course, she was battling not only a bit of an injury from game one, but also illness kept her out of the lineup for the home opener.
Well, and she got one non-contact practice under her belt and two with contact. Said she felt pretty good.
The rookie, Zanin, and now another chance as Dalton comes in. Dalton moved up the line. We're getting into a scrum early. Emma Gentry not liking being pushed and shoved.
He's got to get this turnover, and once that happens, you get the squeeze on the board on Savalainen and coming up the ice, looking through the middle. Get that shot off. You see the rebound kicks right back out, and it's relentlessness around the net. And Troy Ryan spoke to us about this line with Gentry, Zanin, and Dalton, and said, listen, they can be heavy, they can be really resilient around the net, but they can use their size, heaviness in and around the paint.
Oh, but watch out as Finuza Katarova looks for a way in, and she finds it! Katarova! Open scoring for Ottawa. And it's her first PWHL goal, Finuza Katarova.
And that one's gotta feel so good. We spoke to Carla McLeod about her pregame and said, listen, they've been around it, but this is right off the draw. 50-50 puck, you get to it first, and you send it weak side. Look at this. You get everyone caught up ice in behind, coming in on her offside because she's a lefty. Look at that touch to herself to the middle of the ice. And then, listen, kids at home, that ain't a high shot. She recognizes, I've got the 5-hole, and she puts it by Chuli. But that's a brilliant face-off. Draw everyone in strong side, pull them in, send it through the neutral zone. And you see the smile, you know, this spoke to Carla McLeod, and she said, hey, I haven't really been talking to her because she doesn't speak the language. Well, I'll tell you what's universal, that smile.
Absolutely. Putting pucks in the back of the net. And what a response. Of course, Ottawa allowing the first goal by Minnesota just 24 seconds in on Tuesday. Now, that was just 2 nights ago, so you got to flush that, come back out, and they earn a quick first goal here. Turnover intercepted there by Wasnevich.
On that line, as you look at Ottawa and what they lost in expansion, you need that secondary scoring, and acting as the third line right now. Carla McLeod said she liked the high danger looks that they got. She wanted to be a little more aggressive with their skating, and I'll tell you, that was being aggressive and trusting your skill set to get to the middle of the ice.
And how about Sam Isbell, just her second game as a member of the active roster. She's been a reserve player. In comes Malte as she looks to respond. It's still alive. Spooner can't get a backhand on it. Finds the puck in the far corner to the point once more. Monroe fans on it. And this sets up a breakaway chance for McMahon off the backhand. Denied that time. Ottawa jumping in transition. Malte. Sam Isbell with her. Isbell earning her first career point on that assist. Fast. Turned around, gets it back. Had Spooner net front. Misconnection. Looking to tie things up quickly here in the first period. Coming out with plenty of intention. Both these teams out shooting their opponents in their respective losses. Clark trying to float it for Leslie. Former Sceptre Leslie throws it on net.
You're seeing those turnovers at the blue lines, and that's really difficult to track back. I mean, Renata Fast is really quick, so she's able to make up some ground there, but both teams quickly transitioning on each other's mistakes.
This is the third game of the season for the Sceptres, second at home. They won their season opener, but in come the charge once more. Jenner off the pad, and oh my! Shohina, check that. Meixna looking to fly in as well. Another attempt for a tip in. That goes into the netting.
Well, you're seeing chances back and forth.
Shelvin opts for a rim around. Looking for Monroe, sends it right back. Forced along the near wall. No space in the middle. Vasco rubbed out. Now Peyton Hemp. But we got a penalty on the way. An early power play opportunity after an interference call.
Ottawa, number 23, 2 minutes for interference.
Well, this is going to happen in the neutral zone as well. And Wasevich is just coming through the neutral zone. There's the interference right now. When you don't have the puck, you can't step in the way, and that's what's going to happen. So that is certainly an interference call on Connor. So nice job to clear the puck as Toronto goes to their first power play of the game.
Brought to you by Royale Tiger Towel. Paper towel, power through tough messes. Toronto 0 for 6 so far through their first 2 games on the power play. It's just them and New York who have not scored on the power play yet. And Ottawa's already got a jailbreak goal. It wasn't an empty netter by their captain Jenner, but what about Larocque, the former Sceptre? She's at least bringing the action into the offensive zone, killing some time, but fast picking up steam through the neutral zone. She's one to carry it over. Spooner lets loose. Had 7 power play goals in her inaugural season, including 2 against the Jar. Fast. Down the near wall right now. Pushed off the puck. Gilday delivering that hit. Back up to Fast this time. Just out of reach for Shelton.
Yeah, just the passes just are a little off, and you have to be crisp in your execution. You saw that Ottawa was able to maintain puck possession, some turnbacks. You saw Jocelyn Larocque activating there in the offensive zone. Elects to turn back.
Very familiar, of course, as mentioned. Former Sceptre scored a massive goal for the Charge in the playoffs. Comfort working behind her for Harmon. 42 seconds remaining here on the power play. Turnbull in the slot. Now a chance. Oh, it's just wide. It's the rookie Kiara Zanin looking for her second goal of the season.
You can see that they're working 3 high, and she's kind of coming up, so she's coming up to the blue line, turning around and looking to hit that weak side.
Now coming in with speed, Zanin to Turnbull. Trying a different attempt. She's forced to keep it to the outside from the point now. Flanagan. Harmon, patient. Lays it down. Now on the left side, Zanin. Setting up Comfort back below the goal line. Running out of time. 5 seconds remaining. They're in front of the net. A scramble. Brooke Hobson with control, and it's a good penalty kill for the Charge.
Well, yeah, I mean, they were able to be aggressive when they needed to, and you saw that a lot of the play was perimeter outside of that. Zan and Chance on that weak side.
Oh, but fast. Looking to do it at even strength. Of course, Toronto still looking for their first even strength goal at home. Turnbull's lone goal for the Sceptres was shorthanded. 7 minutes in, a very different start to the first 7 as it was for the Charge Tuesday in Ottawa. An emotional night as it was. Fans also coming out to support head coach Carla McLeod after her public breast cancer diagnosis. And Claire Dalton drops it in. Dalton, former Montreal Victoire player, an impressive stats line against the Charge, scored Montreal's first team goal against Ottawa all the way back in January 2024 off the wall. Clara Van Wieren. The point for Flanagan, looking to send it through just to set up a juicy rebound, but they can't break through yet. Vanuza Katarova and a big celebration as Ottawa scores on their first shot. It's a 1-0 lead. As mentioned, they were able to win the shot battle against Minnesota, but couldn't find a way past Nicole Hensley other than on the power play. They scored their first road goal quickly, and Clark now to stop. And in front once more, Mrazova. Check that, it was Manna McMahon flying in. Now Watts had to set something up against her former team. She was Ottawa's leading scorer in year 1. Shelton. Flanagan, she throws it towards the net as well. Along the near wall, sent back by Spooner. Spooner shoots! Oh, and it's alive! Covered up there by Phillips, but bit of a 1-2 punch there from Malte and Spooner.
Well, this is good pressure down low, and it's going to be Natalie Spooner working her way up the wall. You're going to see that they're establishing the cycle, and it's going to come off recovery. Look at her get to the puck, so she's got no pressure. She's going to work and shield as a righty up the wall and send it back down, but she's going to get to a pocket on the ice and is able to get that shot off. She's a right-handed shot, perfect pass from below the goal line by Emma Malte, the little spin to backhand to be able to get it to Natalie Spooner. And I'm really looking at that Katarova, Mrazova, Shakina line, and we talked about that a lot, and just how effective we think that they can be in this league. And Carla McLeod said the same thing, just wants them to be a little less hesitant, more aggressive in her skating was the wording she used.
Of course, it was a tough start there. Chuli making her debut as a Sceptre, and it was just a fast and furious first shot. Found a way by. We'll see how she responds. So good for Montreal. Actually, her first 5 career starts were all wins. Sarah Wisniewicz looking back behind her. Now Hjalmarsson, oh, she goes hard into the post, loses an edge. Savalainen standing tall. None of the Finland players are going to be heading to Europe during the international break. So Savalainen, Sani Ahola, they'll be working with the Charge during that. It's not really a week off, but no PWHL games, and they're right back to action right away. Approaching the midway point of the opening frame, Emma Woods. Oh, she gets heavy contact, drawing a penalty, so Toronto on the power play. Soon, right now, a delayed penalty. Chuli off to the bench, and there's the whistle, so Toronto will head to their Royale Tiger Towel, Paper Towel power play.
Power play here, and it's going to come along the boards in the neutral zone. It's going to be a hit right there. Yep, and got the elbow up as well, and that's going to be Hemp that's going to go to the sin bin for a few minutes on Woods. And you can see just makes that contact, gets that elbow up a little bit, and winds up in the penalty box. So Toronto seeing if they can convert another opportunity on the PP here.
Still looking for their first power play goal of the season. They were 4 for 16 against Ottawa last year. Flanagan to Harmon. And Comfort as well. Harmon looking for the tip in there. Turnbull. Zanin facing pressure from Taylor House. Of course, in the PWHL, the no escape rule means the 4 players of the penalized team were on the ice at the whistle have to remain there, so you'll see forwards like Taylor House in the mix.
See Gilday's awareness too. She keeps looking at Harmon, knowing that she's going to activate. She's got her stick extended. You can see her. Nice look there.
Solid board battle. Comfort, it trickles, and Phillips covers.
And you can see Gilday just off of the puck, and as a defender, it is so important to have your toes up ice. But Gilday already knew where that puck was going and is able to just disrupt it just enough that Phillips can get a hold of it.
And a good clear by Emily Clark. Just flips it past the neutral zone there. Saw Comfort getting a look. Comfort has no goals against the Charge yet in her career. Out comes Emma Malte. Gets it behind the net. Watts on the far side. Fast. Takes it to Watts once more. Malte, and Watts walks in, looking to shrink the zone. Now Malte. Fast top of the circle, shoots! And they scramble for it. Once more, Phillips able to dive and get the cover quick.
Well, you got to pounce on pucks quick when you got Natalie Spooner on your doorstep, right? And she's going to get more than one whack on it. You got to be careful. You can see the pressure here, leading with the stick, and that's just a broken play. And you can see Natalie Spooner. She wants that puck. She can see it. She's a right-handed shot, so she's over off on the weak side of the post, not more in the midline, because she's gone to that back post thinking it might squeeze through.
Shelton from distance once again looking for Spooner net front. Jumping on it quick though, fast. Getting ahead of McMahon. We have 30 seconds remaining on the second power play of the game. Both have been for the Toronto Sceptres. Some high-quality penalty killing here from the Charge.
And you see 2D on this set, right? You've got Shelton and Fast, a left-right combination, so they can sort of interchange.
We saw Spooner get some chances there. She has 7 career points against Ottawa, including those 2 power play goals. Also a jailbreak and a game winner. 2 shots on that power play. We are back to even strength. So the Sceptres unable to take advantage when they've gone 5-on-4 in the final 8 minutes of the first period. Jessie Comfort trying to get to it, but out comes Leslie. Looking for the stretch feed to Meixner. It's loose in the slot. Meixner with a goal already in this season. Turnbull rims it for Connors. There's the captain again, far corner this time, working from the perimeter. Hard shot through distance once more. Connors trying to shovel it in, and there's a chance for Turnbull. No goal. It has been immediately waved off, and we've got bodies following the crease.
My goodness, are you kidding me right now? Did Gwyneth Phillips get a hold of that puck? Because I have no idea how she did it, Daniela. That was outstanding. Blair Turnbull cannot even believe it. The shot is going to come. It's 1 save, it's 2 saves. Oh, let's use the paddle to keep it out of the net, shall we? Unbelievable. Gwyneth Phillips denied Blair Turnbull. Can't corral the puck and just denies Blair Turnbull. I mean, this is outstanding. You get the left pad out, make the original save, and then just when you think it's an empty net, no, it ain't. I mean, I've sworn on the Joss and Jills podcast, and something nearly slipped there. Thank goodness it didn't, because that was outstanding.
Well, Blair Turnbull's going to head right back to the circle here to win it and try again, and the Sceptres do win the face-off. Can't hold it in the zone, so Connors throw it into the far corner. Comfort coming up. Toronto out shooting Ottawa 10-3. Just the Charge goal scored on their very first shot taken against Elaine Chuli. Allie Monroe works it off the far wall. That catches the skate of Jessie Comfort. Looking back is Monroe, but pressure from Razova. McMahon behind the net.
Well, that's a great job by House to make sure that she's coming in behind as Markowski pinches and is able to keep that puck in.
Oh, and now another shot. That one. Watch out, Ramya Savalainen.
Yeah, and that chance comes off of that House's position in when that puck was in transition. You know, she keeps that puck in zone, and the reason why they get that chance.
Board battle as Chuli watches on.
how would you like this dynamic duo on your blue line? Renata Fasanella, Shelton, two of the top defenders in the game. And you look at their league ranks, I mean, look at the ice time. First and second, over 24 minutes. If you look at their goals as well, Renata was third amongst D, and Ella Shelton was first. Look at the total production and point totals. Renata was first, and Ella Shelton was fourth. Now they're teammates once again. Of course, they played together at Clarkson, and I don't know, man, but that's a dynamic duo from two perspectives, not only shutting down defensively, but also activating offensively.
Oh, absolutely. Ella Shelton, often named a player you don't want to be playing against. Always fun to have on your own team. As Sceptres now still looking to get on the scoreboard. 12 shots to 3, and Ottawa leads from early in this game. The start they wanted. Clara Van Wieren sends it back down deep. Woods pushed off the puck by Gilday using her strength, a mature player. From the point, Harmon. Oh, and a good block as Wozniewicz nearly jumps on it and gets ahead.
And you see her holding on her point there, and so giving some room at the hash for the Sceptres to walk, wanting to allow that defense core to activate. That's something they've likely spoken about.
Watts to the slot, and Meixna grabs hold. And she takes it through the neutral zone with speed. Oh, but dropped off to Spooner instead. Spooner and Watts working in, a 2-on-1 developing. Not quite, but she'll take the shot anyway. Gets it back. Malte. Now Spooner tries to send it around too. Spooner with plenty of looks so far early in this game. Flanagan from the high slot. It's got a bounce to it, but in the glove of Phillips. We've got Gentry taking the face-off. Charged with possession, Gilday to LaRock. Off the far wall, Katarova. House smothered by Monroe. So Gentry plays it ahead, gets it back again for the Sceptres. Looking for a clean exit, can't find it. And Michelle Bin. Patience. A heavy hit. It's all good, no call. Back behind the net now. Dalton gets twisted up, and now a penalty is on the way. And we'll go against the charge once more, so the Sceptres getting their third chance with the player advantage.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be Jocelyn LaRock that's going to go to the penalty box, and this is because the forecheck has been so heavy for the Sceptres.
Ottawa, number 3, 2 minutes hooking.
It was that forecheck that creates this right here, and you can see Zannon's jumping to the puck already, so that second layer looking to recover.
Power play brought to you by Royale Tiger Towel. Paper towel, power through tough messes. Will this be the power play? Toronto can break through. Looking to tie things up before heading into the locker room. We're in the final 3 minutes, and now a chance once more. 0 for 2 so far in this game on the power play. Watts. Down to Malte, they trade. Shelton over to Fast this time. Fast, first shot blocked by Hobson. Fast to Watts, and a quick pass. Malte fires. Ella Shelton backhand. Goes across the face of the goal. Another chance here, set up. One-timer, Malte. Turned aside by Phillips. They'll go again. Out to Watts. Along the left side in the slot. Taken away by Hobson. A good clear as they go for a much-needed change.
Well, Emma Malte was wide open in that mid-slot area and just wasn't able to get it by Phillips on that one. But some good puck movement and nice entry by the Sceptres.
Shelton setting up that controlled breakout now. Turnbull driving with Hjalmarsson. She'll look for another way. And again, Phillips keeps it out.
Well, that's Hjalmarsson's area. And you watch her over the years with Sweden. That is exactly where her bread and butter is, right? In front of the goaltender, kind of tops of circles and hash marks below.
Turnbull to Comfort. She sends it around. Flanagan has plenty of space, but in the final 17 seconds of this power play. Can they get it done? Harmon to Flanagan. Off the pad there. Turnbull even takes some contact from Savalainen. Final 5 seconds to go. We're back to even strength. Hjalmarsson to Harmon. Now Flanagan. Patient takes the shot once more. Turnbull And it's cleared once more, and had Larocque not taken a spill coming out of the box, she might have been out for a breakaway.
She elects to stay on it, though. She gets up and wants to make Julie move that puck. The Charge have to gain some momentum, though. They've killed 3 power plays. They've got to find a way to generate now, because this is a Sceptre team that's out shooting them 16-3.
I was just going to say, so 3 good penalty kills, but also only 3 shots so far in this game. Of course, one of them finding the back of the net. It was the very first. We're in the final 20 seconds of the period. Dalton, can they find a way to tie it? Around for Zanin. She so far is the only game winner on the season for the Sceptres. Turn back, Dalton. Toronto in the offensive zone to end the period, but can't find a way to solve Phillips, who, by the way, has 18 saves. It's 1-0 Charge in Toronto. And how about 3 power play opportunities as well, Cheryl? Unable to get it done on the player advantage. We'll see, of course, how the middle frame shakes out.
Well, they did go 0 for 3, but for the Charge, there's a reason that they were on the power play 3 times. It's because they were back on their heels. They were chasing a little bit, using their sticks, interfering, and that's because they were chasing the game.
And also the first time the Russian connection connected to score here in this league. This time the Charge win the faceoff to start the period. And so how will both teams respond after having some time, settle down their thoughts, and fast and to play it into the slot? As Toronto's now defending, Elaine Chuli in net. It's tough when you're not tested often, and of course, as Troy Ryan mentioned, those were good shots, despite not being the same number. Turnbull manages to get the pass off. We have another power play on the way.
Well, yeah, and this is going to be a tripping call in the neutral zone against Blair. They're not going against Blair Turnbull. So, you know, anytime that you're coming through the neutral zone and you cut to the middle of the ice, you got to get taken down. And so it's going to be Jocelyn Larocque that does take Turnbull down and gets a tripping call. But nice cut back to the middle of the ice in the neutral zone. Right here, she's got it. She does the cut back. So you get caught sort of outside the dot. And you can see Turnbull tracking to the inside. Now you got to reach with the stick a little bit, and that one gets caught up in Turnbull, and Toronto back to the power play.
And so with the no escape rule, that means there are 3 forwards out right now, only defender being Gilday on the penalty kill. This power play brought to you by Royale Tiger Towel Paper Towel. Power through tough messes. Fast in the high slot, looking for a way by. Once more, Spooner set up net front. For the redirect.
You see the 2D set on this.
Malte to Fast. A quick shot by Shelton. It's deflected to her near side. So Ottawa will look to clear. Out goes that forward-heavy PK unit to start. Of course, that's part of the rules that were brought in the second season of the league. Malte working with Watts. Got Comfer on the far side. Back to the point, Flanagan comes in, shot, oh, and the one-timer can't get off. Harmon was set up in the circle. Kept in along the blue line by Flanagan. Minute down, minute to go here on their 4th power play of the game, first of the second period. Hjalmarsson, patient, takes the shot. Harmon on the far side. Along the line now, to the top of the circle. Flanagan to Hjalmarsson in the glove of Phillips. Flanagan once more from the near side, brings it into the slot. Off to Hjalmarsson. She tries to fire that one around Savalainen. They're familiar with each other on the international stage. Now, Flanagan. Cross once more. Harmon in net front. Trying to bat at it. And again, a great job by Phillips.
And when she shrinks it, she's going to find ways to get it to Hjalmarsson. But again, just about that recovery right there. And now that you hit that weak side, that's something that Troy Ryan spoke to us about. You see that Comfer is in net front, looking to get her stick on that puck. And you can see Glenna Phillips just jumping on it quickly, making sure that Blair Turnbull can't pick up any of the garbage around it either.
2 shots this period for the Sceptres. 21 seconds remaining on this power play. Malte Chasing on Jenner. Sceptres win it, Monroe. Back to Watts this time. Watts shoots and scores! A bar down beauty for Daryl Watts on the power play.
Well, you highlighted her pregame, and it's going to come right off the faceoff. She's going to touch it back. Emma Malte wins it. Look where she goes, right net front, and she's pointing with her stick. Get it back there. It goes back high. And you can see Daryl Watts has come back high so that she's diving down, skates towards the net, and she lets that one absolutely rip. She gets to the top of the circle, takes the ice that's given. Down goes Gwyneth Phillips, so up goes Daryl Watts to get her first of the season.
Boy, does she love to score against her former team. Overtime game winner against Ottawa. That was their first takeover tour game that they played each other in Edmonton. They'll have another neutral site meeting later on this season. And so we're all tied at 1. Toronto making good on their 4th chance on the player advantage. Shelbin to the far side, and you can tell that spark from Watts. Trying to generate some more now at even strength. Chance breaking out. Gilday puts it in the near corner. First power play goal as well for Toronto on this season. So both their goals at home have been on special teams, starting with Blair Turnbull's shorthanded goal and then that power play marker by Watts. Her first of the season as well. We knew it was going to be a matter of time. Mike's not driving towards the net, forced back behind. She takes it all the way around, fires from the high slot. Another chance, blocked by Gentry.
Gentry had 4 blocks last game. Gets that body in the way, uses her stick.
Along the near wall, yes, she had 4 blocks through her first 2 games, 3 hits against Boston. Zanin mishandles, and out comes Clark. She tries an angle. Isbell works it off the wall. Sends it down for Clark once more. Isbell had the primary assist on that Katarova goal. Ottawa looking to get on the move.
You see McMahon too high in zone on the blue line for that exit pass.
Larocque takes the shot, and it's still alive. Manna McMahon. Oh, Chuli out of position. Keeps the puck out. Crowd loving what they see from Chuli in her first test of the second period. Out comes Hjalmarsson. Woods trying to find some space. And her pass goes a little wily. Chuli will come out to play it. Monroe shaking off the forecheck of Hemp.
Hjalmarsson is fairly high too, again, so you see 1 high, 1 low.
And in the neutral zone, off the wall, finds Turnbull. Gilday cuts her off.
Well, and Turnbull's coming towards Hjalmarsson, who's that high forward, so when she does chip that puck by, then it has a place to go.
Oh, and some good work by Shelbin to get the puck back for Toronto. In through the neutral zone, fired from the near side. Out for Connors. Loose puck kept in by Connors. Not quite a stick from Wisniewicz, and Malte can't jump on it fast enough. Bit messy now. Vasco goes down.
Renata Fast kind of went in awkwardly there. I mean, she went in really hard against Vasco, closed quickly, and kind of threw her up against the boards, and she's just laboring a little bit, looking at her going to the bench.
Mrazova quick to house. She sets up patient. Stays to the outside. Over to Markowski, and a quick shot. Powerful shots from this Ottawa D. We saw it with Rory Gilday. Now Mrazova. Chip back to Markowski. from the high slot, in with screens. Off the body of Flanagan, chipped all the way back once more.
It looked like that puck hit the netting, so if there's anything were to happen, that could be a dead play.
Malte trying to get the puck through. That one's flipped ahead for Leslie. It'll be an icing call. Jenner. Back to Markowski. Just one shot so far in the period for the Charge. They look to regain the lead.
And you can see just some errant passing. You gotta be clean, otherwise they're gonna close on you quickly and put the puck to safety.
Well, their lone win of the season so far was a complete 60, but Daryl Watts getting the Charge fired, or the crowd fired up rather, assisted by Monroe and Shelbin to tie the game. 75 minutes, 56 seconds between their first home goal to their second. That first one, of course, being a shorty by Turnbull, but all that matters is we're at a tie game right now.
We are at a tie game. We're trying to think of a name for Watt last year. I know it's Watts, but the Watt, the power surge, whatever it might be.
I mean, it would fit so well with Ottawa. Of course, she scored that one against her former team, a team she led in scoring. She had 10 goals in her first season in the PWHL, added 7 assists for 17 points, and then came to Toronto and lit the lamp.
Well, and it also highlights the PWHL and what it's doing and exposing these athletes to the national team program.
Bring it off the near wall. Connors under fire and a chance there. Turnbull! Not quite how she wanted to lift the puck up. Another chance there. She finds comfort. Bottom of the circle that time. Some smothering defense here by the Charge, though.
And you see just with this rotation that you've got Fast and Ella Shelton playing together and often switching sides, so looking for that one-timer, especially when they do activate. Blair Turnbull can't seem to buy one in this game so far, hey? And Jocelyn Larocque is going to go to the penalty box. But an opportunity here for Blair Turnbull. And again, just hard work by Comfort, and you work in that cycle. Connors, nice evasive play off the wall, backhanded, throws it out front as a right-handed shot. Blair Turnbull, backdoor catch and release, but denied. And then, of course, the off the glass, the backhand, oh, the dreaded backhand when it goes out. So, Jocelyn Larocque, 2 minutes.
Toronto on their 5th power play. They scored the last time on the player advantage. Watts goes for it again, pretty much in the same spot. This power play brought to you by Royale Tiger Towel, paper towel, power through tough messes.
Well, you saw that Shelton and Fast just got off the ice. So Flanagan here, right off of the face-off. She's going to get this puck, and she's going to walk it sort of into the middle of the ice and just going to kick it back. Look at this, walk, draw to one side so you can kick it back to Daryl Watts, who's looking to take that shot.
Phillips' second start against the Sceptres, and now short-handed. McMahon will throw it into the far corner and then go chase it down.
That's where Ryan elected to change his sequences of D that he's got on the back here throughout the opportunities.
Minute 30 to go. Malte and Spooner looking to connect. Just out of reach for Malte. She goes again, and this chance for Shelton denied once more. Seems the closer you are in the crease, Cheryl, it becomes even more difficult. Especially for Phillips. It took that shot at distance with screens as well. Wants to break through.
And Ella Shelton was wide open there. I mean, no one tracked her back door. It just got lost in the coverage and came down at the perfect time.
Less than a minute to go here. 5th power play for the Sceptres. The only team so far that's enjoyed the player advantage in this game. Fast, but a good stick by Emily Clark as she comes in short-handed. Clark on her own! Big save by Elaine Julie. Emily Clark, who has yet to score a jailbreak in the league. Looking for her first short-handed goal.
This is the stuff that Troy Ryan will not like, right? You don't want to give up those grade A's. You've had a ton of power play opportunities to put shots on net and try and get a goal, and you don't want to be given up.
Big stop by Chuli, especially as she's only faced 2 shots so far in this second period. We're more than halfway through the middle frame. Harmon, with her head down, she goes down.
Well, Harmon, I mean, she's quarterbacked with the United States as well. Led in 2022 at the Olympics in point production from the back end.
Back to even strength. Gentry fires on Phillips. A rookie who came into this game without a shot, but we had chances at both ends on this Toronto power play.
Yeah, pretty outstanding. One way, and it's going to be on the back door. Look at Ella Shelton jump in, and it's going to be boom, but denied by Phillips. And then on the other end, it's going to be Emily Clark, and Julie says,
Shelton sends it down. She's just been fantastic, of course, leading the charge of their first postseason appearance and then leading them through the playoffs. I mean, they really didn't have any extra support. It was Phillips through it all. Of course, historic 4-game final series in which each game ended 2-1 in overtime. Cheryl remembers that quite clearly. You lived every moment.
Well. Very, very well.
Katarova putting down the shoulder, trying to create some space for the charge in the offensive zone. And Mrazova able to get the puck. Now Katarova fires, looking for her second of the game. Isbell in the final 8 minutes of the second period. Out to Peyton Hemp. Hemp to the slot. Sets up a chance anyhow. Chuli makes the save, but charge can't jump on the rebound fast enough. Hobson. The top of the circle was Nevich once more.
Vasco found herself in really good position to get that shot. I think she could have walked in a little bit more.
Oh, the turnover. Here comes Spooner. Malte works in seamlessly. Takes it all the way around, trying to shake off Vasco. Up to the point for Harmon. To Fast. In closes that charge line. Fast drops the shoulder, takes the shot. To the far side now. Oh, look, it's Fast once more. Down for Spooner this time. Great movement, but that pressure from Hobson getting in Spooner's way. Tries a shot anyhow. Still in control, looking to slice through the D. A chance again, and this time she finds the back of the net. Natalie Spooner with her first goal of the season.
That we opened with might actually hold here. Look at this shielding on the wall. She keeps her feet moving and says, this is quintessential Natalie Spooner. I'm taking this puck to the net. I don't care who's hanging off me. And where does she go? Exactly where Natalie Spooner goes. Battling for position. Look at where her stick is. It looks like she has nowhere to go. Hobson has her stick, but then she doesn't. I mean, that is just a beautiful redirect. Emma Malte does some fantastic work. Tori Ryan coming down to say, well done all the way around.
She's had some breakaway opportunities in the first 2 games with the Sceptres, and finally Natalie Spooner cracks it. And how about that? She gets the first even strength goal at home for the Sceptres. Of course, gets the crowd on their feet. The inaugural Forward of the Year and MVP in the PWHL after a massive season in which she was piled on goals. Recovered from an ACL tear in the inaugural playoffs, and so missed about half of the season last year. And really finding herself again, Cheryl. We've heard it from Troy Ryan saying at least this summer she could focus on hockey. It wasn't just rehab.
And that's a big element because you need the conditioning to play the hockey. And
but to respond, Clark comes in, gets the back of the net. Now watch out. Emily Clark will certainly want an answer. Tie this game back up. Cheryl, you mentioned it off the top of the show, sort of up and down start for the Charge, allowing plenty of goals, but then also managing 5 of their own. Shelton trying to shrug off Leslie. Quick stick by Savalainen helps Meixna put it in the far corner. Ottawa has doubled up their shots in the first period. Meixna's one-timer can't fire as Watts makes the block and then takes it out with Malte. Oh, but the drop-off goes back the other way. Jenner has plenty of space, but watch out, Malte. like glue.
Well, and Malte is one of the best in the game at tracking back and cutting the ice in half.
Taylor House goes it behind the net. Katarova comes in quick, charge. Working from the goal line out. Isbell with a quick pass to Mrazova. It's taken away by Natalie Spooner. Calm and composed, plays it off the far wall. She's got 3 charge players with her. Toronto setting up in the zone. Oh, along the blue line. And Katarova comes out. Almost had a clear lane, but Fast took that away.
I think this is what Tori Ryan was talking to Reagan Subban about. You got to manage the puck at the blue lines. You got to make sure you're gaining those entries and not giving up some good looks for free. So Toronto's got to make sure that when they do get in there, they're not giving that puck away, especially at the Blues.
Charge losing their lead here in the second period. Both of Toronto's goals in the middle frame. It started 2 minutes, 22 seconds in, and Dalton to the far side. Right now the Sceptres lead. McMahon faced with pressure. Gabby Hughes back to McMahon. Looking it up the right side, shot off the pad, rebound loose. Turnbull in flow, and another penalty on the way, and Rory Gilday basically stands up Claire Dalton.
Right, you can see just the reach. It's going to be Emily Clark that gets the penalty on. Teammate and often line mate Blair Turnbull with the national team, and just you see that can opener a little bit, just the twist, and she's going to go to the penalty box. You see the smile. We'll have words later.
Well, for the 6th time, this power play brought to you by Royale Tiger Towel Paper Towel.
You should have that
Power
memorized.
through tough messes. Think about it in my sleep, Cheryl. Fast in the high slot, shoots, and it's just behind the net. Spooner down low, working with Shelton. They already have 1 power play goal. Can they get another? Extend that lead. Watts to Fast. Ottawa has struggled when it comes to allowing teams to score multiple goals in a single period. Watts. Shot just goes wide along the right side. Good stick by McMahon. Even better by Hughes.
And you can see they're pressuring Renata up at the top, and just there's been a lot of pressure, which means you're moving that puck quicker than you want to move it. And Ottawa's done a nice job. And let's talk about their PK here when you're killing it off like this.
It was Watts on the power play, and she's out there again as Shelton works into the corner and off the end board, sent way back. Chuli leaving it there for Flanagan in the final, well, 1 more minute to go on this power play. 1 minute or less. Harmon and Turnbull using the near wall again. Markowski quick to get it out as Leslie tries to jump on it, and it's offside. 35 seconds left on this 6th power play. All have been for the Toronto Sceptres in this game. Monroe down to Turnbull. Best power play in the league last season. Hjalmarsson, but we've got a penalty. And a tripping call. As Cheryl said, 19 seconds left. What would have been that power play for Toronto. So 4-on-4 in the Scepter zone. Julie watching on. She's faced 5 shots this period, and we're in the final minute 40. We're heading into that second intermission. Regan Subban will be back. So now it's 5-on-4 for the Charge, and Emily Clark, of course, was the one in the penalty box, back out on the ice, looking to get the score knotted up once more. Hughes back around. First chance on the power play for Ottawa. Again, courtesy of Royale Tiger Towel Paper Towel. Leslie. And Jenner to Savalainen. In they come in the final minute. That one blocked. I think Monroe got a piece of it. Back down a chance. Savalainen, and it's alive in front. Can they bury it? Oh, watching on that time, it's Elaine Chuli able to make A massive save. It's in the same net that we saw Philip dodge, duck, dip, and dive. Now Jenner. One blocked once more by Monroe in the final 30 seconds. There's 36 seconds remaining on the power play.
I think I need you to say that again. What did you just say? Dodge, dip, dive, and what?
Fans of dodgeball will understand.
Goodness.
Out comes Wesnevich.
Well done, Daniela.
Plenty of acrobatics right now as Ottawa looks to tie this up. They still have time remaining in the final 10 seconds here. They'll have time on the power play to start the third if they can't score. Mrazova off, shrugged off beautifully by Julie. The board battle will wrap up 40 minutes of play in a big 2-goal period for the Sceptres to take the lead. Stay with us. It's 2-1 Sceptres inside Coca-Cola Coliseum. And now the Charge. They still have 7 seconds left on a power play that started just before the end of the second period. There's the stats. Of course, the shots are the story for the Sceptres, but they've got to make them count right now with that lead. And
that's Carla, by the way. Cribber.
Yeah,
sort of her nickname. But she wants to get back to the hockey, as Becky Keller said last game.
And so the remaining 7 seconds of that Ottawa power play expires. They had 2 shots on their first advantage of the game. You heard it. No more penalty trouble will certainly help the Charge here as they look to tie things up in the third.
Well, and Carla makes a good point, right? Because now you've got your PKers out there. You're not getting into any rhythm. You're not getting, your lines firing on all cylinders because it's disjointed, and that sort of carries over and can carry over to 5-on-5 play. So you can play a clean period. You can get everyone into it.
Turnbull out to Comfort. She's in a foot race with Markowski. She stays with her step for step in an angled shot. Oh my. Nearly catches the skate of Savalainen. Back down for Watts. Watts a 2-point game so far. First goal and first assist of the season. What a way to come back for Watts, who missed that home opener. Shelton on the far side. Cross that time, and Markowski takes the momentum away. Shelton fires again. Kick save. That rebound helped out of the zone by Jenner with speed. Leslie, she turns back. Flanagan on her. Meixna can't get a hold of the puck with Shelton on it. To the point. Isbell puts it on Julie. Ottawa wins the draw. Tries from distance once more. Gentry stops it in the circle. Not only the puck, she stops the opposition as well. I guess the puck back as they look to get on the move. Connors in a race with Hobson. They go into the end boards. Isbell off the glass this time. Shelbin with her first assist on the season in this game. Helping out that power play goal to tie things in the second period. Vasco to get going from the point this time. First road game for the Charge, but this is just kicking off a 5-game road trip for Ottawa, which is actually bookended by meetings in this barn. And then you'll have to wait until April for the third Battle of Ontario. So get it while it's hot.
I love the rivalry.
And it's an intense one in the high slot in the glove. Hemp with the shot. Sceptres get possession in their zone. Turnbull under heavy Charge traffic though. He sets up Comfort. The 1-on-1, she's patient with it. Dalton back to Comfort. Oh, and denied by Phillips.
Comfort with a nice little delay coming over the blue line here. She recognizes she wants some company, so she's going to slow it down. But here, look at this little chip. Beautiful, but she's coming. She's on pace to skate on the puck. Look at that little bit of a stall. She's waiting, creates a 2-on-1, gets Markowski to bite one way, so it comes back across the grain to her and boom. But man, Gwyneth Phillips read that perfectly, was already in position, almost knowing that puck was coming back to Comfort.
Comfort and company, like it. It was a good look for the Sceptres as they aim to extend their lead.
Well, that was just a nice heads-up play. She knew that she was more of a one-on-one, but she knew she was getting some help to create a 2v1.
And there she is once more, right in the mix. Vera Van Wieren staying up as well. Draft pick for the Sceptres in the 3rd round. Harmon and fast along the goal line. Meixna presses her up against the boards. And Harmon plays it ahead for Van Wieren. Woods with her. Woods. Shot from distance. Off the pad. Now we see Lauren Messier in her 2nd PWHL game. Shelton, patient, but quick with it too, around the circles and around the net as well. Waiting for that support. In comes Malte, gets the pass to her. Malte comes in. Off the back end, a chance once more. Back door was open for Flanagan. Flanagan, who came into this period with 3 shots for the Sceptres.
Well, and that's how difficult it is to defend defenders, because when they jump in, who's got who, right? So they do a nice job of keeping Shelton on the perimeter. That's exactly what you want. But then Malte comes to her perfectly to be able to get that pass.
The Clark's pass intercepted. Watts has it again. She takes the shot. Fires just wide. A chance for Spooner on an angle. Potted in behind Phillips. Oh, and it's just out of reach for Shelbin. By the way, Toronto coming into this 3rd period with their last 5 periods, 52 shots, 3 goals, but their opposition has been able to score 4 on 23, so they have to manage this puck. Ottawa, a team that has historically allowed a lot of 3rd period goals. However, they can turn up the heat, maybe considering the incredible play that we saw in Seattle in the final few minutes where they were down, hadn't scored at all, and came back. Points are everything in the standings. Connors over to Zanin. You consider that a regulation win is 3 points in this league.
It can change very quickly, right? A lot of the time, Wyatt comes down right to the wire on that last game like it did last year.
Well, in this year, only 4 teams make the playoffs. That's half the teams in the league. So will the races get that deep, Cheryl? It'll be interesting to find out. Vasco, though, back to the point. And Ottawa wanting to change the narrative on that. Sure, they were the underdogs, but they want to be successful and start piecing this together. Hobson! Where's the puck? It's under Julie.
Pounding that puck, and you can see him come out with it. I like her game, and a nice dive down to be able to get that puck. Is Hobson just coming down from the strong side, comes to the dot, gets it off, and you can see Julie kind of looking behind her. She's not sure where it is. And
if you're able, we invite you to stand with us. Lift up those Stick It to Cancer signs. Hold them high for every fighter, every survivor, every family, every story that deserves to be seen. Look around this building. This is what strength looks like. This is what community looks like. Nobody faces this battle alone, and tonight we stand together in their honor. Carla, the entire PWHL community is behind you. Thank you, fans, for standing with us. Let's stick it to cancer.
Powerful moment inside Coca-Cola Coliseum, Cheryl. We'll get right back to the play on the ice. An important reminder, as always, it's always about more than the game.
like Crib said, it's an opportunity and hopefully knowledge as well, and get checked.
That was the first thing she said to us, Cheryl. She said, the first in my family, go get checked and take care of yourself.
And I said, I'm going Monday, girl.
Back behind the charge, looking to swarming. Get the equalizer. Leslie with a great shot. Better stop by Julie.
Well, Julie's had to be solid here, and she's had some nice high-danger looks, and she's been able to collect. And again, look at the chip, and now it's establishing a forecheck. If you can get your opponent on their heels below the goal line, good things can happen. They're able to recover, a little touch to the stick, and right out front, it's going to be Leslie who's going to get that shot off, but really nice work by Mike's, not from below the goal line.
115, so doubling up on shots. It's still just a one-goal game in the PWHL. You never know what to expect. In fact, Ottawa's a team that often works their best when they're not leading the shot count. Turn back for Clark. It's Larocque near point to Gilday. Shelton collects it. Up to Malte, still in their own zone. Out comes Spooner to corral that puck.
Well, there is 4 Toronto Sceptre players. A really nice pop play to the middle of the ice to Emma Malte, but no one was really moving. So when Natalie Spooner got that puck, she was on her own. So sort of 1-on-3 that she could do was just sort of get it ahead of her. Didn't have any support because everyone else was static in zone.
Woods to Hjalmarsson. She takes some contact. Now the puck is loose in the near corner. Woods kept off it. Monroe still forced to the outside. Looking back is Van Wieren. He banks it off the glass. Katarova, who opened scoring in this game under the 2-minute mark, just shoves Van Wieren off the puck. That's a Mrazova special.
Yeah, that's a heavy shift, though, by that Van Wieren line. But Ottawa does a nice job to match pace and physicality and keeping on the outside.
Fast, heads up. Stretch pass to Gentry. Now in comes Messier. She floats it back for Gentry. Gives Wozniewicz some space. Pokes it ahead once more. Heads up play by the rookie for the charge, and Hemp. A collision. Ottawa still with possession. Looking for a clear way in. Vasco has it. Out comes Wozniewicz in the circle. Shot fired, but nowhere to go. Toronto blocking. In comes Savalainen with a hard shot. Wozniewicz and Hemp. The rookie line here. Getting some extended time in the zone. I've liked the skates of Messier.
I've liked Hemp. I feel like she's really moves well, and you can see her off puck. She gets to the right spots.
Oh, here comes Leslie. Takes a shot. And again, saved by Julie. Back out, setting up Manna McMahon this time. She drops it off, but Spooner's there to collect. Spooner looking for numbers. Does she have support to Watts? No. Check that. Shalbin in the slot. Shot on Phillips, turned aside. Toronto still in play. Malte. Puck pops off the stick. Back around. Monroe. Ottawa closing in. Forced to send all their players in on Spooner. This puck ends up in the neutral zone.
Natalie Spooner has been noticeable tonight, just sort of working that wall so well. And you saw that pull-up right there. She didn't go one-on-one. She just recognized that Shelbin was coming in that backside as that weak side defender and able to give it to her so she could get a nice shot off.
Right now Toronto able to send in waves of support here. Hjalmarsson, though, loses the puck. Take away by Markowski. And play it ahead there for House. Markowski brings it into the zone. We're looking to tie this game up in the third. Meanwhile, Toronto on the move. We have Zanin working with Hjalmarsson. Two of the new players on this team. 13 new players on this Sceptres roster when you consider draft picks and camp invites and traded players like Ella Shelton.
Well, and that's what Troy Ryan said to us in terms of the offensive production. They're working on a lot in practice. Of course, that Boston game, Erin Frankel stood on her head, but a lot of high danger looks. And just thinking that the offense is going to have to come from up and down the lineup. You're not expecting a 20-goal scorer out there, but certainly if they can sprinkle it throughout their lineup, it'll add up.
And how about this? Claire Dalton has the feet for Comfort. Shoots. It's just high. This line has been humming. Dalton wasn't on this line last game. Comfort It's stopped in front. It's still alive. Another chance. Oh my. Turnbull off the backhand, and now once more a scrum ensuing around the net. It's a one-goal game, and things are heating up in this rivalry. As Toronto has another chance looking to extend their lead. Jessie Comfer still looking for her first of the season.
Really calm.
And she's wearing that special Cujo mask, which, by the way, is not going to be her mask for every game, so it's special tonight. Heard that great story during the first intermission that her childhood hero is Curtis Joseph. How fast. Down to Turnbull. In front once more in the slot. Taken away by Fast. Oh, Dalton couldn't get a stick on it. Hobson holding her up in the slot. Chance to regroup during the break, and Toronto coming out with the same intensity as the first shift. Comfort can't fire now. Harmon off the glove. It's still alive. Meixner trying to throw it back. Meanwhile, Jenner was looking for a stretch feed to Leslie, who was in behind coverage. Despite some heavy out shooting by the Sceptres, it's still just a one-goal game. Spooner looking to change that. Driving the net, Natalie Spooner off the pad. Oh my, putting Toronto on her back. This is the Natalie Spooner from the inaugural season.
Well, you know when she's going, right? You're sitting up here in the booth, I'm sitting up here in the booth, and we're like, yep, she's taking it. She's going.
She's doing it. She's now
driving.
Flanagan again to Spooner. Malte, a good stick by House trying to disrupt her. It's effective. Watts comes in. Ends up on the near side. Amanda McMahon has been so active as well. Big part of this Ottawa Charge team. Out of their own zone now, Kiara Zanin battling with the veteran defender Larocque. Larocque coming up on about almost a one-year anniversary of the big blockbuster trade that saw Harmon and Scamora come to Toronto. Bach and Larocque go to the Charge. And through expansion, each team has one of those players still on their roster.
I remember I was away at Christmas time, and I went to bed that night and my phone blew up, and I was like, what's going on?
Well, and just to add to the drama, they played each other the very next night. There's no time to even think about it. 5 minutes remaining here in the third period. Talked about the importance of the standing and the points. So 3 points for regulation win, 2 for overtime.
You know about that trade, too. I ran into Jocelyn Larocque in the lobby of the hotel, and I said, did you know it was coming? And she said no. And she goes, but Cheryl, this is exactly what we wanted. This is exactly what we asked for, and it is what we're getting. And the veterans in the game know that. They waited for this league for years upon years. And how about Spooner get to the middle of the ice, and this is where it's charged. Look at her. She's going to take her bottom off, hand off, and just shoo away, take the ice in behind. And again, just through that middle, cut back. We see that so often. She's got a little glance look. Oh, yeah, I'm just going to take that ice. Thank you very much. Unable to convert, but I mean, that right arm, that power to just be able to ward off McMahon.
They'll have chances to avenge some losses, and for the Charge, they had such a great outing against Vancouver. The Golden Knights' first road game. And it was their 5-1 win. Big night for Breanne Jenner with 4 points. Leslie from the high slot. And Julie makes the save. She is looking back over her shoulder, but she hasn't.
Leslie's been putting pucks to the net tonight, and I don't mind the shot at all because there is traffic. You might want that puck a little bit lower, but she's going to circle the zone and really skate herself above the circle. And she says, listen, I see that there's traffic there, sort of a double stack with Mike's at net front and Breanne Jenner sort of in that higher slot. So just to wrist her towards the net, hoping for a redirect there. And that one almost fools Julia. Diaz get redirected.
Final 4 minutes of the third period. And Ottawa has an offensive zone face-off. Hughes in the circle with Malte. Now battling forward near the hash marks along the wall. Gilday taking her time, getting back up. Another battle. Hughes in the mix for the charge. Looking to tie this game. Clark cleared out there by Flanagan. Gets it back to the near wall.
That was a smart play by Flanagan as well. You should want to handle it there. Just sort of pushed it back to the outside.
Oh, and that pass nearly taken away by Clark. Sent across ice. Larocque shielding. Forced back behind into the slot once more. Watch out, Gilday. She's got a shot. We've seen it. Oh, off the post, that one.
It was funny when we spoke to Carla McLeod. She said, yeah, Gilday shoots just like me or something like that. And I looked at her and we both laughed. Carla had a muffin, so did I.
Gilday has a rocket.
A rocket.
I mean, use whatever description you want. It's an incredible shot. One that you certainly don't want to block. Toronto again. In the final 3 minutes now. Hjalmarsson. Working in is Shelvin, Van Wieren as well. No one on the near side. Connors sends it right back.
Good positioning by her, right? Just recognizing that's game management. Know that you've got the lead. Making sure you're defensively responsible. Know who's in on the puck. Know where their highest player is so that you can be above them.
Oh, and a takeaway here as Comfer from the turnover drives towards once more. Turnbull. Quick push there by Savalainen. Still Toronto stays with the puck. Protecting this 1-goal lead. Nesnevich hoping to fly off the bench and create a turnover of her own.
Recognizing Savalainen's coming up the ice squeeze. She knows where she's going. She's telegraphed that pass, so she picks it and she drives and looks to go that far side, seeing if she can get Phillips on the post and see if there's any area in around that far post.
We've got an empty net the other way, so Ottawa has to watch out. Oh, that one goes just wide. Hobson looking back, so 6 on 5. Not much time either. 1:33 left. Just looking to tie the game here. Flipped in by Leslie. This is where all that puck management talk is going to be important. Ottawa did such a great job of that when they were against Vancouver. A complete 60-minute performance, but an empty net. Hjalmarsson can't send it down the length of the ice. Savalainen looks back. Ottawa looking for a clean entry, but a clogged slot once more gets in the way. Back down, Chuli. Oh, it's loose again. Doesn't want to cover. We're in the final minute of play here. Ottawa playing from behind now. 50 seconds to go. Empty net. Hughes. Let's take it away. And that'll do! An empty netter for the captain.
Well, that's her second empty netter, but this time she puts it in, right? Again, just closing quickly, and that's Blair Turnbull. Real good stick. Blair Dalton's in a good spot. I think she thought about just putting it to an area and says, nah, I'm in the middle of the ice. I know I can hit this. You see this all the time now. Players going for it. Just up and down.
It was so important for them to strike on that power play. They had 6 opportunities. It was the 4th player advantage for the Sceptres, and the countdown is on here inside Coca-Cola Coliseum as Toronto takes down Ottawa 3-1 in the first Battle of Ontario this season. Once again, a 3-1 win for Toronto in this first Battle of Ontario, but more importantly, stick it to Cancer Night in honor of all those in that fight. Goals by Watt, Spooner, Molte, a 16-save performance for Elaine Chuli in her first game for Toronto. Thanks for joining us inside Coca-Cola Coliseum. On behalf of Cheryl Pounder, Reagan Subban, our entire crew, I'm Daniela Ponticelli. So long and good night from Toronto.
As she begins her